And which one of you guys were the first on scene? I heard that it was a woman. Was it one of you two?
Yeah. We got on scene about the same time.
We basically rolled up. She was just the first car. I was right behind her, so she ended up getting to the car 2 seconds before I did. So she was the lucky one.
Yeah, it was perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting. When we got there, we had just found out that this was a woman giving birth, like, as we pulled up and parked. And I got out, and Dad was kind of finishing pulling out the baby, and then he just turned and looked at me, and I was like, oh, okay, here we go. So.
He was not waiting.
What did you guys think when you first got dispatched out there? Because that was one of the things that came up. They were kind of joking about how on the surface this does not seem like it went well, but they were saying it really could have gone so much worse had he gotten in the car and tried to book it to the hospital, or the baby came on the side of the busy highway. And then we were kind of talking about how when this got called out, you know, you're hearing screaming. He was literally dragging her into the car. And so to go up to a scene as officers and have really those initial calls not saying much about what's going on, how do you sort of evaluate that and, like, not knowing what you're showing up to and then switching gears immediately depending on what it actually is?
So the initial call, when we saw it, it was just somebody called because they heard a woman screaming in the parking lot for help in 911 for like 5 minutes. So, there's really not a whole lot there, but obviously we thought it took priority over our call. And so Officer Sire advised dispatch, we're going to go check this out. And you just kind of run through your scenario, like all the different possibilities it could be. Like it could be somebody in danger. It could be something else. It could be... it didn't cross my mind that it was a child being born, but so you just kind of sort through in your head on the way there and then deal with whatever comes.
You're ready for anything, so yeah, that's always something about your guys' job that I have a lot of respect for, is like you could be having your worst day and that could be the day that you have to show up your best. So what has anything close to this happened for any of you guys in the past?
Yeah, I had my previous department. It wasn't as bad. They didn't give birth on the side, but it's started, like the head kind of came out. But EMS was a lot quicker at my other call. This is like 10 plus years ago. So I've experienced that, and I have a kid too. So, but yeah, it was a little different, but yeah, there's nothing you can prepare you for that in the middle of a parking lot.
No, absolutely not. And how did the weather play a factor into all of this? Because you're dealing with a lot of things there. A woman who needs medical attention, a baby who needs medical attention. It's some of the coldest days that we've been having. So how did that kind of come into play, where I'm sure you didn't have a strategy down, like you take care of the mom, you do this. So how do you make sure nothing's being missed when all of these factors are at hand?
It's just, they don't have that much experience, but it just comes from experience, where she was the first one there, so she's like, okay, I guess I'm taking a kid. It's pointless for me to help out with the kid, so I went to go help out Mom. Officer Southward showed up and was like, okay, what can I do? There was a little girl, a little 2-year-old girl in the background. She helped with that. She helped with EMS, with fire. With regards to the weather, it was freezing, so we carry blankets in our cars. So I just grabbed blankets, gave them to Officer Day. They wrapped the baby up. I went in actually through the car to keep Mom as calm as possible, and I just cranked up the car heat. Just random things that will come to you just to help the situation out. And then everybody starts rolling in, fire, EMS, and then they basically take over from there. So everyone just plays their part, and you just kind of figure it out as it goes.
Yeah. Some like self-awareness. So with training, self-awareness, okay, what can I do next? I think it's really important because we're trained in this, but you never know what you're going to get. So having that, ability to just kind of be self-aware, to say, okay, what's next? What can I do? If I'm not helping with this, what's an additional task that I can help with, kind of thing.
Yeah, you're all there to help bring a good ending, so whatever piece you kind of fit into. Tell me about the 2-year-old. I heard that she was remarkably calm throughout all this, asking a lot of questions. What was that like?
Oh my gosh, she was so cute. It was a good interaction. I think just talking to her, she was super excited. She was ready for her brother. So I was just chatting with her about like her day, and oh, do you know what your baby brother's name's gonna be? So it was really sweet. So she was very excited.
Yeah, funnily enough, they told me that she, as 2-year-olds, do, was like simultaneously like, my brother's here, and like knew right away, but then they asked like, do you remember last night brother was born in the car? And she's like, no. So,
Yeah,
it's like,
it's insane.
it's there, it'll be there, but just so resilient. And I think too, to your point about just stepping in where you have to, the father really did that, huh?
Oh, yeah.
So
Oh,
tell me a little
absolutely.
bit about what was
Yes.
going on there.
Well, I guess I kind of heard through the grapevine like you did where I guess he was, I don't know, not so much arguing, but whether or not to drive to the hospital or not. And I guess mom was like, he's coming, we can't. So luckily he decided to be like, all right, because they would have probably done it on the side of the road or highway, like you said before, and that just would have just made it harder for everybody. But when Officer Dave just walked, Dad basically almost had a full baby in his hand already. So, I mean, he was as calm as we
Yeah.
were. So, I mean, hats off to him.
Yeah, he stepped up,
Yeah.
leader, carried his family. It was really nice to see for sure.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
handled it remarkably well.
Yeah.
I remember we were trying to get the blankets on the baby and getting him kind of cleaned up and stuff, and he just looked at me, he's like, I think I'm kind of in shock. And I'm like, yeah, but just take some deep breaths because you're doing great. I mean, nobody would ever guess that he was just kind of like freaking out inside because he would just dove right in and was like, this is what needs to happen, so let me help out and do it. So.
Yeah, he said like he was a second away from having a panic attack and just prayed and like literally just was doing what he had to do. And I think they said, this isn't the type of experience you would ever plan for or they wouldn't want to happen again, but they think that this will be such a great story for not only the baby who will share his coming into this world, but for the 2-year-old's interaction with you and like seeing first responders, police officers save them, like they just said that it really shows like there are so many good people in this world and that really had an impact on them. And I am just curious, like when you go home after a night shift, I'm sure you're like ruminating on all the things you did that day. How have the days since been as far as like thinking about probably one of the craziest scenes you ever showed up on and may ever, maybe not craziest, but also like in a good way,
Yeah.
a happy ending. How's that sitting with all of you as you look back on that?
I mean, with me, I guess with so many years on, it just kind of blends into just another night at work. I mean, you just go back to work. Like we had to work the next night, so we just come back to work next night, and it is what it is. They might be a little more, more memorable in their experience. So
Yeah, I think it was good. People keep asking about it. They want to, get the details, and they're like, what happened? But I still think about it. I mean, granted, it's only been a few days, but it's still nice knowing like how everything played a part and how it unfolded was just so good for the circumstances. And I think we were all very blessed that it played out so well. So.
Yeah. It could have been, I mean, like we were saying, some of those instances, but she really was in fear she might have to have a C-section. There was just so many things. And so, yeah, I think this is the story our community needed right now. It's really, really positive. They're just an amazing family. And in fact, she was hoping to get contact information from someone if possible, because she was like, I want to go down there and drop off a meal for them. I was like, you have time. Like, you do not have to do that.
Yeah, she's got to recover.
Someone's dropping off meals to you.
I know, yeah.
But she just, we were joking, like, maybe the baby's first birthday could be first responder themed or something.
That would
So
be
I
cute.
just wanted to either, pass her your information or vice versa, because she'd really like to connect with you guys. For what it's worth, yeah, they're all joy over there. So is there anything else that I didn't ask. I think we've all kind of heard the story now and like the details of what happened, but anything that really stood out that feels extra important, or just anything that you feel like maybe people haven't heard that they should?
I don't know. I think the mom did amazing. She was surprisingly calm for giving birth to her child in the front seat of her car. I don't have any kids, but I can't imagine I would have handled it as well as she did. She was super vocal about what she was feeling, what was going on, and that made it easy for, fire and EMS to take care of her the best that they could. So, the whole family just really did well with
Yeah.
the circumstances. It was crazy.
Yeah, it just made me think of one thing. Oh, was she screaming when you guys got there? Were you hearing that? Like what the neighbors had described?
I wouldn't say screaming. You could definitely tell that she was in some distress, but I don't think it was quite what neighbors had heard and were calling about.
Okay. And they couldn't remember if there were sirens when you guys came. Do you remember if there would have been sirens when you arrived?
When me and Officer Day arrived, there were no sirens.
Okay.
I couldn't even tell. We were so in the middle of everything when
Yeah,
fire and
we were
EMS
so-
showed up. couldn't even tell you
Yeah.
if there were sirens
I
actually.
don't know if fire pulled in with sirens
Yeah.
or not. I know their lights were on, but that's
Right.
pretty typical when they show up. They leave their lights running and everything. So
The dad had thought maybe he heard them in the distance, and then like maybe they got shut off some point closer. But
It's possible that sometimes we'll shut off the siren because they're so loud that we'll turn them off when we get there. But I don't.
yeah,